Hello and welcome back here to TalkFCB. After a very long international break, we are finally back, and Barcelona are finally back too, and we have an absolutely brilliant game on our hands. It's Barcelona against Athletic Club, live from the Camp Nou on Saturday afternoon, and it's going to be an absolute cracker. Barcelona, the only side to win 2 games from 2, top of the league. Athletic Club, though, they have started brilliantly. They've got through in the Champions League. They beat Napoli over 2 legs. They're into the group stage. San Mamés is finished. All the stands are complete. It looks a phenomenal stadium now. Their home form is outstanding. Can they produce the form away to get something against Barcelona? Last season, it was after the turmoil of going out of the Champions League. Barcelona took on Athletic at the Camp Nou, and they did win. They had to come from behind to win, but we did get the victory in the end from a Lionel Messi free kick. And it was that kind of game. Bilbao are going to give us problems. Athletic are going to come forward. They're going to play an attacking style of football. They've got good players in the counter-attack. They've also got a man in Adariz who can score out of the blue. We saw last season with his overhead kick. He's got an outstanding ability. He can score goals. He's that man in the box which, if you find him, he's got a chance of scoring. Of course, from aerial battles, corners, crosses into the box, free kicks, he's always going to be a problem. He's always going to be a threat in the box, and we've got to really mark that well. That's for that reason, Luis Enrique has a very, very big decision to make, because Jeremy Mathieu has been so consistent. He's been on good form in the first few games of the season. He played an international match. He was called up to the French squad, and he played a very, very good game there as well. And he's been very, very solid, and that's what we're looking for. Someone who's very, very solid, no mistakes, very, very calm, controlled. But the problem is now, Jeremy Mathieu is there, but he's got ankle discomfort. He's come into training this morning, and he does have a problem with his ankle. He's not been training at all this morning. He's not taken any part in any session, so he's missed today. So only a few days before the game, that is worrying. Also, Barcelona have said they don't know when he'll be back, so that does set alarm bells ringing, really. Of course, Bartra could come in and replace him, but it looks as though Vermaelen could be given the nod. Mascherano suspended, of course, but Vermaelen, in his first game back, he's not played since the World Cup. He's not got a lot of game time, but he is fully fit. It seems that he's ready to go. He wants to make his debut, of course. He wants to get in the time. He wants to set down a marker, and this could be the match where Thomas Vermaelen is included for the first time as a Barcelona player, and a very big game it is. So hopefully, they can keep Adariz, Muniain, Ibai Gomez if he plays. Hopefully they can keep those at bay, because Athletic have got some really, really dangerous players in the midfield area. They've got Iturraspe, who's a phenomenal holding midfield player, being called up to the Spanish squad as well this week. They've got Beñat, who's still trying to find his feet after moving from Real Betis at the start of last season. They've got some really good players, and I think what they need to do is, really, really go for us, because I think you saw last season at home against the big sides. Athletic took on Real Madrid, took on Barcelona, took on Atletico Madrid, and they went for them. They really did throw caution to the wind, really attacked them, and showed some really good promise. And I think Athletic do have that sort of quality in their side. They do have some really, really good players, and the most important thing for them is the togetherness. They've got a really good team spirits. They've got phenomenal fans who'll no doubt follow them in home and away, and they've got a very, very good manager in Valverde, of course, linked with Barcelona earlier on in the summer. He turned that down apparently, but he's got a very, very good manager there and a very, very good way of working. However, we should win, there's no doubt about that. We've won our first 2 games. It's a home game against a decent opposition, there's no doubt about that, but at the same time, we are Barcelona. We've got some very, very good players on very, very good form. We need to go into this game with a positive attitude, with a confident attitude, and I think we need to win the game. It's a side who will come to us, who will not park the bus, which will be an advantage to us. Villarreal didn't park the bus either, but we did struggle to break them down. An away game at El Madrigal is always going to be tough, so to come out of that with 3 points now gives us a really good position, of course, before the Madrid derby as well, to go points clear over Real Atletico. If we win this game, if we can go out there and get the 3 points in the bag, we can go into the Madrid derby knowing that we are top of the league no matter what, and we can really start opening a gap between those 2 sides, because if it ends in a draw, we could end up really, really doing well at the end of the weekend of this La Liga weekend indeed. So going into the game, I think Ter Stegen or Bravo, that's probably the biggest decision Luis Enrique has to make. Who's he going to go with? Everyone is back fit. Mascherano the only player absent, and of course Luis Suarez, both through suspension in different ways. I think personally he will go with Claudio Bravo, because Marc-Andre ter Stegen will be the number one this season. I'm still pretty confident of that. But again, the same sort of situation as Mathieu and Vermaelen. I think he'll go with Mathieu and I think he'll go with Bravo because he wants to keep the consistency going. We've won 2 games from 2. We are on good form. We've got some good momentum going. He doesn't want to start breaking the squad up, and I think he will stick with very, very consistent terms. Ter Stegen's been training hard. He's played in a behind-the-doors friendly with Luis Suarez, with Xavi in midweek against Barcelona B, but at the same time, Claudio Bravo didn't play against Haiti for Chile in a friendly because he wanted to come back and get training. So it's great to see that competition for places. It's great to see the players showing that hunger. Going into matches, coming back to training, and wanting to prove themselves to the manager. That's what we need to see. Players really trying to do something a bit extra in order to get themselves in the team sheet for the weekend. I think Bravo will play. I think it'll be Alves, Piqué, Mathieu, Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets. Ivan Rakitic has had a really, really great start to his Barcelona career, fitted in really, really well. He looks a very, very confident and consistent figure in that midfield. Andres Iniesta, we missed him massively against Villarreal. He's back in the side. He's recovered from a slight knock to his knee. He didn't play in any of Spain's international games. He'll be fully fit and fresh going into the weekend's match. In terms of the front three, it's going to be a tough one because, of course, you could start one of the youngsters, Munir and Sandro, because again we got one slot left. We got Messi and Neymar. Suarez suspended, of course, so he can't complete the front three. So there's always one extra spot available. Neymar and Messi are certainly nailed down starters, but who's going to be the extra one going in? You look at Pedro, he's not started the season brilliantly, but he did score a goal for Spain against Macedonia, the 5th goal in that game, a very, very good finish, a very, very smart finish over the keeper. But nice to see him recover some form, it really would, because when he's confident, when he's on form, when he's good in front of goal, he's a really, really fine player, and I hope that we can find that in him this season. If anyone can do it, it's Luis Enrique, and I think for that reason he will start with Pedro against Athletic. You've got great players on the bench, Munir Al-Haddadi, of course, making his Spain debut a few days ago again. Sandro Ramirez, of course, as well, making his debut for the under-21s. He's called up to the squad. So it's going to be interesting to see what Luis Enrique does. I don't think he'll be bold enough, and I don't think he needs to go and pick them in the starting 11. I think it's good enough to have Munir and Sandro on the bench, but I think we should start with Pedro, Neymar and Messi in the front three, and hopefully Pedro can start to muck in and get some goals under his belt and get some confidence going. But in terms of our starting lineup, I think we've got a stronger lineup than what was available against Villarreal. I think we got a lot more fitness going into these games. Lionel Messi is expected to recover from his injury that seemed to get to him after the Villarreal game. Didn't play any part in Argentina's friendlies. That may not necessarily be a bad thing. Neymar's been travelling all over the place in Brazil, and Messi's been at home, resting and getting fit and training every day. So hopefully, we can go into this game with good confidence, carry on the momentum we left before the international break. They're always very difficult games, when you got players coming out to training at different times. You got them coming back, in different, attitudes and different physical, presences. Some are injured, some have got knocked, some are quite tired. You never really know what quite to expect. So Luis Enrique's team selection is going to be very, very key going into this game against a very, very good side in Athletic Bilbao, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see the outcome of it. So leave your comments below. What do you think will be the final score in this game? It kicks off on Saturday afternoon, so hopefully we're going to enjoy another win at the Camp Nou in a very, very big game indeed. So thanks for watching and listening as always, guys, and I'll see you very, very soon, I'm sure, for another TalkFCB podcast.